Surely, we have all enjoyed delicious and nutritious oyster dishes, right? Whether it is whole or processed oysters, they bring value to consumers. So do you know how tens of tons of oysters are processed every day? While the consumption of oysters is very large, it is not only a food, it is also a raw material for the processing of some pharmaceuticals. So, today, let's take a tour of the oyster processing factory to discover the process through this video. Discover the process of processing 99 tons of oysters per day. Due to high consumption demand, oyster farms are increasingly developing. To have oyster seed, people study which one is female and separate the larvae. It is possible to separate billions of larvae and be raised in a solution of alga for about 30 days, and then acclimatise to natural seawater. When oysters are the size of an adult fingernail, they will be put in sealed cages and released into the sea to be raised on the farm. After about 5 to 6 months, oysters will be harvested. At this time, workers just need to pull up the iron cage. Depending on the geographical situation and climate, there are different ways of aquaculture. Here this guy applies tides to oyster farming. When the water is up, the oysters are developed, but at low tide is also the harvest season. When the sea recedes, harvesting is also simpler than ever. With this farming process, he can harvest 100 tons of oysters per crop. In the water of New Zealand, there are really special oyster farms, raised in plastic baskets with buoys attached and floated on the sea surface. The oyster basket will have to be submerged in the water for them to grow. In this way, harvesting is equally simple, as each basket of oysters is pulled up by means of a pulley device. Workers only need to pour oysters out of the basket and put on the conveyor belt to close the crate. Oysters will be harvested from aquaculture farms or from the sea. Every day, workers harvest a lot of oysters and after cleaning will be transported to processing plants. Here, the workers will use a small knife to separate the oyster intestine from the shell, then clean it to remove sand and gravel before packing. The process is very simple and nothing complicated. Fresh oyster intestines after packaging will be provided to the restaurants or supermarkets to reach consumers. And oyster shells contain a lot of crushed calcium that can be used as fertilizer for fruit trees. Few other foods can match the nutritional balance of oysters. Oysters are a balanced, easily digestible and nutritious food, rich in minerals and vitamins. They are low in cholesterol and contain about a quarter of the cholesterol of shrimp and squid, on par with most other fish. They are much lower than the cholesterol levels in red meat and some poultry. Therefore, oyster meat is very popular in many parts of the world. The oyster harvesting and processing industry is very developed. Every day, factories can process tens of tons of oysters with modern cleaning and packaging equipment. In many other places, consumers prefer fresh, unprocessed oysters. So, after being cleaned, oysters are canned and put in refrigerated trucks to be transported to restaurants to be delivered to consumers. This is a shop selling fresh oysters with different prices depending on the size and type of oysters. It can also be packed and shipped to pre-ordered restaurants where the chef will prepare dishes according to the requirements of the diners. Today's video comes to an end. How do you feel today? Please leave a lot of comments below to let us know. Don't forget, click like, share and subscribe to support the channel. For now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.